T, check. 3DS, check. Mountain Dew hat. Oh shit, my mic. That's probably the most important one. Oh my gosh. That's how you know I haven't done a video in a minute. What's up, y'all? It's me, Majora, out here tonight for some Q&A. Boy, do we have a lot of Q&A to catch up on. I have not done one of these since February of 2022. Here we go. Questions for the next episode will start here. So just a quick bit before I get started with Q&A. You know, just hit me up in the Discord, Sworn Brothers. It's the place to be, the place to have your questions asked. Ideally, keep them gaming content related, but, you know, whatever. If you got a question on your mind, feel free to drop it in the section, and I may or may not answer it. So also be sure to subscribe if you like the content, if you get a kick out of this, and yeah, if you just want to stick around for some more. All right. So some of these questions are not fully worth entertaining, but, you know, I'll do what I can. And, of course, we're starting off with Terry309. So cheers to Terry. I got some tea for Terry tonight. I'm drinking a chamomile herbal tea. Smells nice. It's a little hot, so I'm going to wait a minute on giving it the old sip-sap-a-roo. We're starting off on a question. What is a question? A question is something you ask that deserves an answer. How long does a question last? It depends. A good question, I don't know. A good question might be either immediate or have kind of an expanded answer. I don't know, Terry. How many questions will there be? I did not count them. Enough. Let's just say that. Will you answer my question? Will I answer his question? It depends. It's got to be a good one. The next logical question is, what makes a good question? So a little preview for next time, I guess. VG Mashup was right. When I type this, questions for the next episode start here. That means that the episode I am recording will go up a little bit after that. What if I don't have a question to ask? Make one up. What if the question is the question and nothing but? What Pokemon looks the most delicious? Ice cream cone. Vanillux. I think that's what it's called. That was me saying Monday. Have you ever eaten an Oddish? Pokemon do not exist. What is the hardest F-Zero machine to use? Okay. So it's been a minute since I picked up F-Zero, X or GX, but consistently I have a hard time with Black Shadow. He is the antagonist of the game, and he's also got the biggest, bulkiest machine. Now, there's two trade-offs in F-Zero, and I think it really comes down to collision with walls, and heavyweights and extremely light machines are both disadvantaged. Extremely light machines are disadvantaged because they have the potential to explode a lot easier, but you can always restore health on the regenerator pads. So even though I may have a difficult time with machines like, the Red Gazelle and maybe Blood Falcon, I find that I can generally pick it up with their acceleration and make it through the course, unless I'm playing on like the extra special cup where the courses are just absurdly narrow and, you know, always varying. But I have better control over them. With Black Shadow, the drift on his machine is not good because I feel like I have to turn it and he's barely moving. And then also, because the machine is so heavy, if I collide with the wall, his machine is super slow on the pickup on coming back to, you know, standard velocity. So even though he has higher max speed, his acceleration is terrible. And in a game where you're very prone to bump into machines and the wall, that can be an issue. So I personally stick with Black Shadow. Like I say, Black Shadow is my toughest machine to use, but I would be down to challenge myself to try and win some Grand Prix as him one day, maybe on stream. That might be fun. So let's just sip some tea for Terry. Ah, herbal. Swords or guns? Are we talking about in-game or out of game? I think in-game it's guns, and out of game it's swords. I don't know. Fencing seems cool. Bows or spears? In-game it's bows. Out of game it's bows. I don't know. I like the idea of archery. You know, maybe guns would be fun too. I don't know. Ninjas or Mario Bros? I'll have to go with Mario Bros. Always good to have a brother. Pokemon or Princess Daisy? I'm going Pokemon. Yeah, sorry, Daisy. What game surprised you in a bad way? I don't know. I didn't think about this. Kirby Planet Robobot. As we're entering, you know, kind of Kirby-themed content, not on my channel, but just in general with the new Forgotten Land release, which I bought and is pretty damn good, by the way. Planet Robobot disappointed me. I just felt like every ability was like super samey on the mech, and it kind of just lost the appeal after a decent bit. And it seemed like a very much standard fare kind of game. Now, I guess you could say, oh, well, Kirby, you know, it's not supposed to be that complex or whatever. But I feel like, you know, coming off of like something like Kirby 64, which is, you know, more like a cerebral experience, I guess you could say. Because you have to think about the abilities that you have and like, you know, how you like partner them, especially when exploring the map. Planet Robobot left a bit to be desired. Even other ones that I'd played, like Superstar, were pretty good. I like Dreamland for what it is. And that one on the Wii, Return to Dreamland, was really good as well. I think Epic Yarn looks pretty cool. I might enjoy that, but who knows. Would I ever consider looking into iceberg content if it's about something I'm interested in? What the hell is iceberg content? Okay, the iceberg principle or iceberg theory is a theory that suggests we cannot see or detect most of a situation's data. It's also called the theory of omission or iceberg model. Applies to symptoms and problems too. Okay, so it's like you see something, but then there's a whole iceberg below it. So iceberg content would just be like unpacking the hidden truth about, like, let's say a game or something. I still don't fully understand that question. Maybe just explain it to me and then I'll come back and answer it for next time. Sorry, BioPhoenix. I tried. VG Mashup, which games have you enjoyed the most on Game Pass? What are your thoughts on the service? Okay. So let's just first start off by saying that I did put out a music video. It's unlisted right now, but it will be up within like a week or so when the community discourse goes live. I did post it on the Button Mappers Discord, by the way. But as far as like just talking about Game Pass and talking about my thoughts and such and whatnot, it's all right. I like it. I got 3 months free and then I got suckered into paying for an extra month, but I needed it anyway to play Ori and the Blind Forest. So the games that I enjoy most on Game Pass are the ones that like I could play quickly, and then also the ones that like were closest to home for me, because I have some history with the Xbox and the Xbox library. I loved Fable back in the day. I love the Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie games, a lot of Rareware stuff. I was interested to try Conquer, and interestingly, like I own Banjo-Kazooie, Tooie, and Conquer on my N64, but there was some novelty about playing it on the big screen TV, and you know, now that I've played it, I think it's going to be hard to go back to the 64 versions of those, but I would. But I think that the shorter games are the ones that I can appreciate the most, because when I'm subscribed to Game Pass, I cannot help but separate my mind from the value of what I'm playing. And, you know, I need to know that like what I'm doing is fruitful. if I pick like a huge game, a 40-hour game or something, I can't guarantee I'm going to play that in a month. And then I start to think about like, oh, is this worth what I'm playing? Blah, 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 blah. No, I kind of just liked playing, short games. And I think overall my thoughts on the service are that it's not for me. It's for somebody with the time and willingness to commit to like Xbox, a large sum of time. It doesn't have to be all their time, but at least like a large portion in any given month. And I mean, I struggle with that because, I do have a lot of consoles I enjoy playing. I enjoy really digging into. On Game Pass, I feel like there's a pressure for me to really consume the content. It's not like Netflix, because Netflix is like, okay, well, I'll binge watch a TV show or I'll watch a movie or something. It's not even about finishing the TV show. It's just like, because, we're not like buying full out TV shows anyway. And besides which, the difference is that like Netflix compared to cable's going to run like consistent ads on your shit. And cable costs like $90. So of course, like Netflix is going to be a decent deal. Game Pass can be a good deal. And when you get the trials, you maybe should use them if you've got some stuff you wanted to play on the service. I did it. I used a 3-month voucher, and I was happy to use it. But I don't think it's right for me because I don't like feeling like I'm captive to a console, if that makes sense. So, but I think other than that, also I enjoyed Firewatch. I'm still working through it. I have my trial or my paid month going till like May. So I think that if there's one thing I want to finish on Game Pass, it's going to be Firewatch. I know Axel was looking forward to getting my thoughts on that. So, I'm that's in the back of my mind. I want to finish Firewatch. But Fable, Banjo, Ori, you name it. Those are the big ones. Yeah, okay, I don't want to dwell on it because we got a whole discourse coming up next week on the button mappers. So check out the button mappers if you haven't already. Multimaster, what color are my eyes? This is a hotly debated topic. I say they're hazel. I think it's on my ID, actually. But my girlfriend says they're blue. And so I don't know. We're at a crossroads. I don't know. What do you think? All right, Terry has sided with my girlfriend. Why are your eyes blue yet you aren't a white dragon? How do you know? And how do you know they're blue? Is VG Mashup the question Pope? Am I in this Discord? I don't know what qualifies the Pope. Can the Pope make like one question, but it's like a really good question? Because if so, then yes. Is the Pope the one with the most voluminous questions? I don't know. That's a tough one. Have I ever seen Spanish Vanilla Ice? No. Enlighten me. Would you like Spanish Vanilla Ice to break your door down and serve up a rave party at your house? No, do not break my door down. That sounds expensive. Is Waluigi my cousin? No. Is Dr. Mario too sick to get the coronavirus? When did he get sick? What is he sick with? And I don't think COVID discriminates. I think that you can be sick and still get COVID. Sick. What's your all right, what's up? Sonic Papa, aka Alex of TurboZone. Turbo. What's my favorite controller versus my least favorite controller? Ooh, that's tough. It used to be the Genesis controller, and I think I've changed my mind a bit. I think I really do like the Xbox Series S controller, Series X controller. The grip is nice. The thumbsticks, feel pretty nice. The D-pad is decent, and the triggers are nice, and the buttons are, well fleshed out. You can charge it, or you can put batteries in. I don't have problems syncing it either to my PC or to the Xbox itself. And so that eliminates some of the issues that I have with things like the PS4 controller, which is a little bit less functional and a bit more annoying to resync. I think this edges out controllers like the Gamecube because of like the Gamecube's pretty whack D-pad and like the buttons that are kind of like, you know, different shapes and sizes, and they kind of lack some consistency for me. And I don't know, I think that this is just a pretty decent controller. Also, headphone jack, that's super important. You know, I think that like being able to play games with the headphones in is pretty nice. Also, when I do that with the PS4 controller, it actually gets like a static and I can hear it in my headphones, but I don't have that issue with the Xbox controller and a headphone jack. Least favorite is probably the PS3 controller. I haven't had a PS3 for long. I bought one. I don't even remember why I bought it. Oh yeah, to connect to the online store, and that's just been a catastrophe. It's not even hooked up right now, but my PS3 controller just started glitching out, is like all crappy, and even before that, just the make of it is kind of generic, plasticky, and doesn't feel great. That feels like a step back. So yeah, favorite Xbox S, X, and least favorite PS3. I need water. Cool. Speaking of water, we'll drink tea for Terry for his next question. Que pasa, neng? Hurt my neck. I shouldn't do that. BioPhoenix, what's my favorite Spongebob episode? You know, I misread that as what's my favorite Britney Spears song. And it would have to be Tell Me Why. His favorite Spongebob episode. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute, man. What Spongebob episodes have I watched that I can recall? I just remember general plot lines and like also like quotable things like Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. I remember like the Sandy thing, like one time SpongeBob like dried out in Sandy's bubble and needed water. You know, it's very much a Arizona Spencer moment. And I don't know, I don't have a favorite. Squidward's clarinet. I'm not the person to ask, sorry. All right, Terry. Oh, by the way, his name is I Will Destroy Microsoft. Very interesting. How many games do I own? Well, let's go to Backloggery. Let's actually just move this up. Okay, so this is all games, and some of them are not listed, like Atari, because when you go to my Atari, I just put them as dashes. It's not many, though. 2, 4, 6, 7. So 6 of those don't count. Now, Game Pass, it does count 2 of them, but I don't own those, so that doesn't count. So you just got to add 4 here. 157 plus 6, 163 plus 140 is 303 plus 22 is 325. Now we got to add 4, so 329. But then again, also some of these are like collections, and with collections, when I log these, I don't add every single game on here. So like if you went to like PS3, for instance, and then you went to Metal Gear Solid collection, like I only listed Metal Gear Solid 2, for instance, and then I like have the Genesis collection, but I didn't really update that either. So I'd say give or take, like, I mean, it depends how you want to count it, but I'd say probably like 350 in the way that I view my collection as far as like games owned. So yeah, 350. But that's across compilations, etc. That's just my system. How many Pokemon have I caught in Gold, Silver, Crystal? Man, you know, I could boot up my file and tell you. I think I did the 6 Pokemon challenge, though. So on my most recent playthrough, I probably caught 5. Maybe I was gifted 1 or 2. I don't know. So, yeah, not many for my most recent playthrough. Who is dumber, Mario or Wario? Thing about this one, I think you meant think. That's okay, I understand. Autocorrect. Who is dumber? Well, dumber in what sense? Finances? Because I think, you know, Wario's just sitting on gold, so maybe he's doing something right. Mario also has a hard time getting the girl. I don't know. So, I mean, what's up with Mario is, he needs to, like, read a player's guide or something, player's handbook. Wario seems pretty chill, but sinister, and he also gets duped by Bowser a lot. Mario does end up in a lot of conflicts that are probably preventable, like Mario Sunshine getting thrown in jail, for being accused of whatever. I guess that's false accusation, so, maybe he's not as responsible as I'm holding him for that. I don't know. I'd probably say Wario has less intelligence than Mario. I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, well. I'm willing to be wrong on that one. All right, next one comes from Bossenberg, a.k.a. the Final Fantasy Pope. I am the FF Pope. Yes, I have dubbed you the FF Pope. That is correct. What ridiculous name will Microsoft give their next console? Well, let's go to Google Docs. Go to Docs. Blank. I need to know exactly what their current consoles that they've made are. So the first one is the Xbox. Went to the Xbox 360. They have Xbox One. They have Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, and I guess you could count Kinect, right? Is this capital? That's what's happening. Okay. Xbox Kinect. So their system is, they went from 1 to 360 back to 1 to Series S and Series X. I don't know the rationale for the series. It kind of seems like a sports thing. The numbering convention, I think they're about done with, given the, public ridicule about the naming for the one. Kinect was an accessory. So, I mean, if we're talking accessories, that's a little different. So I think they're trying to go for some kind of sleek thing. And I think that they like kind of honing into the technology aspects as well. So like, I mean, I guess the most recent Switch is like the Switch OLED. Would they just straight up jack that from Nintendo, call it the Xbox OLED? Are they going to make it a handheld? Questions. I don't have answers. But I think that it just seems like this is a very like Fortnite-y kind of thing. Like series thing, or like Overwatch-y. I don't know. Like it just seems kind of like clicky. So I feel like if they do another Xbox, it's going to be like the Xbox. I need my Mountain Dew hat for this one. Now we're in business. What could they name it? What are some words? Let's just throw out some words. Xbox brand. No. Xbox. Delight. It's not going to be Xbox Delight. Xbox. Xbox server. Xbox Pass. They're just merge Game Pass and Xbox now. The word is just like the concept is not coming to my mind. It's got to be something to do with like team or something. I don't know. Because they're not in the business of like novelty. Otherwise, it'd be like the Xbox Merge or Xbox Switch or whatever. But they're not going to do that. It's going to be like Xbox OLED. But it's got to be like just a plain Jane word. Like just a real simple word. You know what? I'm doing a challenge. I'm doing a 60-second challenge. If I can, like, I come up with this in 60 seconds, or we're just moving on. All right. So let's just 1 minute. We're gonna throw out words. Xbox Brony Homie. Xbox Baloney. Xbox Baloney. Xbox. Xbox disc, Xbox son, Xbox my son, Xbox grandson, Xbox grand, Xbox. That's the closest I think I'm gonna get. Xbox, Xbox Bright, Xbox Light, Xbox Mighty Duck, Xbox Mighty Duck. 10 seconds. Xbox Grand Slam, the Xbox Grand Slam. No. The Xbox Grand. That sucks. I can't go out on Xbox Grand. Xbox Grandpa. Why don't I just come back to this? Because it's just not clicking right now. It's a good question, though. I like Xbox Grandpa. Will I destroy Sony or Nintendo? I have to pick one. I've thought about this. I think get rid of Sony. Nintendo, I hold out on them making some exclusives that I really like to play. Sony, I'm just about done with. I have no interest in the PS5. They've got nothing for me. If consoles cease to be, how would I celebrate? You need to elaborate. What does it mean the console is ceased to be? Have my consoles disappeared? Do my home consoles disappear? My handhelds count? Would I celebrate that? I would not celebrate that. But if I was, how would I celebrate? I think I would lament. I would lament with beer. Do I want a TV on the PC? No. Society has been ruined by Uganda knuckles. Do I agree? No. What is the last thing you'll order from McDonald's before the world ends? You have to order one thing: water. What is a popular mainstream game that I absolutely hate? I think hate is too strong for me. I don't know if I necessarily attach that sentiment towards video games, but there is one game that I do feel a little bit of bitter about, I guess. Anytime my profession is brought up in as a main concept for a game, I don't know that I necessarily love it. And so Fire Emblem Three Houses tackles the teaching thing, but combines it with the kind of weeb waifu simulator aspects. And to me, that's just kind of weird. I don't really like that. I think that it's a disservice to the art and act of teaching, which is really hard. And to use that as a basis for teaching kids in the naval or military academy, I don't care. So I am not interested in Three Houses. I will not play that. And also another thing is I like to leave my work at work. I don't like to take that home with me. And that includes just the concept of the job. I don't like, I'll do work for work outside of work, but when it comes to just conversing and talking with people, a lot of times I kind of like to not suppress that, but find other aspects of myself to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. What is a game that seemingly everyone has played except me? Has played? Everyone's played it? Forza. Yeah. Sonic Pop Pow. What are 3 games from franchises you love? Have to be my favorites. And I presume you mean the franchise or the franchise that I will never map out, and why. Well, I don't know. I think that never map out is maybe a bit bold, because I'm open to map out whatever, just about. But with that being said, there are limitations. My 3 favorite franchises. Well, actually, you know what? I wanted to swap one of them. My 3 favorite franchises are Zelda, SMT, and Dragon Quest. But I will say that I want to swap out Zelda for Pokemon for the purpose of this question. So we'll start with Pokemon. I think Pokemon Pinball or Hey You Pikachu. Fuck that. I will not play Hey You Pikachu. And that's just not. There's nothing to map out. So F that map out. I would. This is an easy one. Dragon Quest 10, because there's no confirmed English version officially for that game. So and besides which, even mapping out a Dragon Quest is ambitious. And lastly, I think for SMT, it's got to be SMT 5. Now, I actually sang that game's praises for quite a while. And I was really close to 100%ing it, and I didn't 100% it because I was just getting so tired of it. I don't know if I can even look at that game again. I'm a little bit done with it. I don't hate it, but I'm like at the point where I think I've done too much to try to complete it. And so, I'm just tired of it. And I don't think I can return to that for a while. Good question. Terry, will Alex ever finish cooking Papa? I think I can, at this point, just start to read the questions. Will Terry ever admit he loves Dr. Eggman? Will Alex ever play Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door? Will Alex ever admit that Devil May Cry 2 is his all-time favorite game? Will Terry ever buy Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door? Oh, for Alex. Will Terry ever admit Devil May Cry 2 is dog poop? Will Alex ever admit that Sonic 2 is garbage? Is Terry the Tails to my Sonic? Is Alec Uganda Knuckles relative? Uganda. Will Alex and Terry ever admit that video games should have died with the video game crash of 1983? Are you excited for the prospect of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? The prospect. Yes. No, I'm not. Because I don't know. Honestly, I would go back and play Pokemon Sword and Shield. I did beat Sword, last 2 Januaries ago or January ago. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think that they'd really have to address the story components, which they never will, because they've got a formula that's working, and it's really just about the collect them all aspects. It's a shame because I do feel like the earlier Pokemons, even like up through Diamond and Black and White or so, did have exposition and decent narrative development. And I feel like for Sword and Shield, it was just like an excuse. Like, I don't know. So I think my excitement for Pokemon in general is kind of meh. I might like Pokemon Arceus, though. I think that will be worth trying for me. I'm just not ready. I've got other RPGs that I'm more interested in playing at this time. I'm more interested in playing like Xenoblade. I don't know. So, yeah, meh. There's 3 Xenoblade Chronicles, too, so that's pretty exciting to me. Decent question, though. I like it. BioPhoenix, have I ever looked into lost media before? I don't know what that is. So it's any type of media like movies, TV shows, games, etc. that are known to exist but are considered lost. So do you mean like unreleased versions of games? Like technically, would you consider like the Master Quest lost media prior to it getting released? I've never really looked into it. I guess Mother 3, does that count? No, because that came out in Japan. No, not really. The closest I've looked into is like import games that came out in other countries but not in the US. But why? Is there decent lost media worth checking out? What would you recommend? Who would win in a thumb war, Donkey Kong or King Kong? Probably King Kong. Do they both have thumbs? I hope so. Would I trade my GameCube games for a modded GameCube? Trade? No. Would I replace them with? Sure. Because my games are worth money. That's a fast, or maybe it's just the framing of the question, but the GameCube is a console that's hard to collect for sure. And I think that the idea of a modded one is fine. These games are not accessible in very much any way. Aside from an actual GameCube or like hard mods and emulation. So I don't know, so I'm not opposed to it. Would I eat a GameCube disc because it's shaped like a chocolate chip cookie? No. It's shaped more like a compressed donut. SNES Mapper. What up, SNES? Would I forgo physical media completely in favor of digital media and emulation? No, I would not forgo physical media because I think part of my issue is actually just menus. I don't like the idea of a console being a computer. I like the idea of a console being a strictly video game playing device. I don't need a store to buy things on. I think that actually makes me like buy more, and I don't like that. I like to just turn on a console. I like the simplicity. I like, just really focusing on one game at a time. And it's a mental challenge to boot up a console and not get distracted in that way. Obviously, like something like 3DS, I'm not going to go on the store all the time now. But even just having a menu of selectable other games, that's just, my brain is not, modded for that. I can manage it. I do it fine. Like I'm really focusing on Etrian Odyssey right now, and I've got some hours in. But man, I just like having, you know, my physical game of choice for the time, and I don't need to have that many physical games in my collection at any one time. You know, like I can have a handful to choose from. I can like constantly kind of give and take, buy and sell. So there's layers to that, because I'm not totally in favor of modern gaming as it is, you know. And I don't know. I think the other thing too is like, I just don't like that practice of modern gaming being like so streamable and less conducive to owning, like, you know, and buying and installing and all of that. So yeah, there's that. Who's my favorite Kong family member? Favorite? I liked Lanky from DK64. Who do I think is the DK Pope of this community? Oh, shit. Multimaster, probably. Because he might be the only one of us that actually likes DK64. But then, like, country comes into question. That might be Derek. I might have to give the completionist that one. I don't know. Although I don't see him completing DK64 anytime in the near future. If that's the sole stipulation of becoming the DK Pope, is enjoying and completing DK64, well, the brace is on, guys. Would the button mappers consider dedicating a full 2-hour episode to Neki only? I almost thought that said to Little Nicky, because I think that's more doable. To Neki, I don't think we have that much to really go off of. What are my hopes and expectations for the Steam Deck? I feel like I answered this on the button mappers, but I'll answer it here. It's not for me. I just, you know, I own a lot of games. Steam is just a vast, massive library for, you know, PC gaming, and I don't need that. And a lot of the games that come out to Steam, like, or, you know, like that are really PC centric, are just not my bread and butter as it is. Besides which, you know, I think PC games sometimes should be relegated to PC. You know, like I think the point and clicks, like you really want the mouse and everything for that. So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, but not for myself, for other people. I'm not going to get it. If I had a modded GameCube, what games would I download? Definitely the ones that I own. I think for like legal purposes, like it just makes it easier. What GameCube games? I like the Zeldas, probably the Mario games, all of them, the sports ones, the Mario Kart, the Mario Parties, classics. Yeah, Multimaster is definitely the Mario Party Pope, I think, of all of us. So you can have that title. What else? I think the Capcom games, I think they were published by Capcom. Like, and then they were originally on the GameCube, and then they got brought to other systems. I would want those. Resident Evil 4, you know, would be fun to have on the GameCube again. Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. That would be pretty rad. And I feel like I'm missing something like that's worth getting. Like there's like a Klonoa game or something I'm not thinking of. That's like ridiculously expensive. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty boring with my picks. So I think you'd have better answers for that one than me, but yeah. BioPhoenix, would I get the Dragon Quest clock one day? Hell yeah. You know, I could actually make about half of it. So I have a cartridge of Dragon Quest 3 on Game Boy. I have the DS versions of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what's going on here? How did they... Because this is Dragon Quest 9 right here. Wait a sec. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I messed up. All right, so I have a cartridge of 3, DS case and game for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I don't have a version of 10. I do have Dragon Quest 11 on Nintendo Switch, and Dragon Quest 12 will come out eventually. This person put Dragon Quest Heroes 2 in there. That doesn't count. So that's a temporary replacement, I think, for them. Also, Dragon Quest 10, like, what the hell? Like, what? What? Just put my Switch up with the Japanese version downloaded. Is there a Dragon Quest 69? There's a Dragon Quest 6 and a Dragon Quest 9, so if I put them together, does that make Dragon Quest 69? Why do you never play as a dragon in Dragon Quest? Actually, get to Dragon Quest 4 and maybe 3. I'm actually not sure with 3. But there's a move called Puff, and let's just say it's pretty magical when you use it. So, but you say it seems like a misleading title. Well, the fact is you can turn into a dragon from at least 4 onwards, I think in just about every version of the game, from at least one of your characters. So, but no, I mean, there are dragons all throughout Dragon Quest. Why do Dragon Quest games drag on? Haha. Is the Pokemon universe real? Yes. Only 7 is way too long. 7 is pretty damn long, but it's about equal to Dragon Quest 11. And 7 is really good for different reasons. So, and welcome to the Discord, by the way. I can't read your name, but you are welcome, sir. Or ma'am, or whatever. Will the great Pokemon Cataclysm ever happen? No. If so, no. Is Super Mario stupid? No. Out of all the game companies, which one is the biggest bell end in the industry as of right now? I'm not versed to answer this. I don't know. The biggest bell end? What the heck? All right, so if I'm just going to say out of like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, it's got to be Sony right now. They're just blowing it. Dragon Quest has in the name, drag on. It really is the best kind of drag. That's why it's on. It's not drag off. Oh, you guys like sports games? Okay. When will I play Devil May Cry 2? When will Pokemon end? Already has. Is the world a giant Pokeball that we all live in, and Alex is an Oddish in real life, but we all live in a virtual world inside the Pokemon universe? Maybe. Will Alex ever finish cooking Papa? Did you ask me this already? Will Donkey ever reunite with Tom from Shenmue? Oh, with Tom from Shenmue. Tom, the hot dog stand guy. When they do, will there be a dance party? If so, who's going to attend? Yes. How many VG mashups are in the Discord currently? Is VG mashup in the Discord? I think his name is VG mashup in the Discord. Yep, he is. Okay. Made me lose my spot. Have I ever skipped over a game in a series? Yes. Like what? What have I skipped over? Galaxy 2 in Super Mario. The Super Mario series. Also, Mario Bros. 2. Meh. What is the worst sequel to an RPG ever? Well, I think for you it's going to be the new Valkyrie profile game, huh? But for me, I used to be really pissed at Dragon Quest Heroes because we weren't getting like traditional Dragon Quest games. But I don't know if I'd call that the worst sequel ever. How about the Dancing All Night games? There you go. If Sonic passed you the boof, would you accept Bidoof? If you passed me a Bidoof, I would accept. What is my opinion on open world games? I think they're all right. What is my opinion on open world games? They're okay. What is my opinion on open world games? They are fine. What do open world games suck? Donkey Kong's hairy ball sack. Okay, that's a stretch. Okay, let's address this honestly. What is my opinion on open world games? I'm tired of them. I've been tired of them ever since I finished Skyrim back in the days, way back a decade ago. Oh my gosh. I think that sure, they may require a lot of like developer work, and that's admirable and all, like what game developers and programmers and designers and animators and illustrators and everybody is able to like put together in these massive sprawling efforts. But I feel like a lot of it's just like the formula is copy paste for like a lot of these games. I just remember playing like the Tomb Raider, like one of those games was like a couple bucks on the shop. It just felt like Skyrim. It's, you know, and that's my thing too about like Breath of the Wild. They made it a big deal about Zelda's going open world, and to me, it really did feel very Elder Scrollsy. So, and I'm not saying Elder Scrolls is the the originator or like, you know, the pioneer here. But when all of them feel so samey, I just don't care. I really don't care. Like, the other thing too is like, you know, Zelda. All right, I don't want to like, you know, piss some people off or anything, but like, you know, I love the Zelda games for like their style, their music, you know, their life. And I think like when the life becomes like the world instead of the characters, I just, oh man, I disconnect a little bit. Like, I do like exploration to a degree, but I need a balance. And open world tends not to strike that balance for me. I just get too lost in them. Just because I put more time in a game doesn't mean I like it more. You know, I've had that phenomenon before, especially with like Pokemons. I played a lot of Pokemon, but like I hated it while I did it. You know, I felt like I could have been doing something better. It's a rant. What games have I been playing on the Xbox Series X? None, because I've been playing them on my Xbox Series S. I've finished the following games: Fable 1, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donut County, and Ori and the Blind Forest. I've also dabbled in Firewatch, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and Asteroids Recharged. That was a gift from Alex. What up, dude? I got pretty far in that one, but I don't like to beat it. You'd have to play all the missions. I didn't really care to do that. I feel like I've been playing a little bit else. You know, I tried doing the cloud thing with Recore, a Sega game, and the frame rate was just garbage. It's not. I don't think because it was because of the game. I think it was just because I was trying to cloud play it. So, meh. And then also Firewatch. I'm aiming to finish that one soon. All right, Terry, why does the Xbox Series X suck? Actually, I don't think it does. I think it's good. I think it's fine. I think you probably don't like it, but honestly, like for my Xbox needs, it's fine. You know, it functions. It is really good. And I don't have an X, so I can't comment on it. I could comment on it, but at least the X has the physical hard drive. So, meh. Do I think the Star Fox Zero killed the series by being so bad? No, I think that series was dead for a while. I think that the closest it's gotten to gaining any like acclaim since the N64 was probably through Smash Bros. I hate to say it, but I mean the arcade shooter genre as a whole really lost a lot of steam over the years. It came back through a lot of like indie projects and 2D spaceship shooters. I think like 3D rail shooters, like I just don't know what the market is for them. I don't know how many people are really that into them nowadays, unless you're going to an arcade, and then like a lot of that's situated in the arcade itself. I think that as like, you know, fun fan projects, they are pretty damn good, but Star Fox Zero, I think, was just a product of its time and its console. I think that one doesn't really have a lot of hope coming to the Switch, getting fixed. You know, like they did something completely different. They moved Star Fox to like a Ubisoft game. So like I think they've stopped caring about it. And then the other thing too is like, I feel like the Super Nintendo one was super inspired. Like, I feel like there's a lot of backstory to how the first Star Fox game came to be, about like the guys from the US who were living in Japan who were recruited to work on like the Super FX chip. And, you know, I think that like instead, you know, from kind of like not that point on per se, probably like from like Assault onwards, after Assault, you know, some of that magic was lost, and they just did it as kind of like selling products. Like, I don't know. I can't speak to it. I can't speak to the ins and outs about, you know, why Star Fox Zero failed or whatever. Like, but, you know, I don't think that series has had potential for a long time, sadly. So, I don't know. I played the good ones. What snack do I get from the gas station? Hot fries. What gas station does SNES Mapper go to get his gas Taco Bell. Will there be a button mapper movie featuring Alex as the director, filmmaker, scriptwriter, the role of Alex, and hot dog maker, basically Neil Breen, while me and Spencer act out our parts as ourselves while Damon captures the footage with his iPhone? No promises, Terry. Will Spencer ever take over my channel, and will I take over RPG Archive? Oh, like a channel swap? We talked about it. I think just for me, I've just been so busy lately, and it's just been tough. But I'm not opposed to it. What standalone game needs a sequel, and what standalone game do I never want to have a sequel? Oh my gosh, I don't know. What games are even standalone games anymore? Give Rodea a sequel. Yeah, let's fix that up. But I actually want to try Rodea the Sky Soldier again. I need to set up my Wii U again, but I've seen people play it like really well. So I need to give that game a fair shot. So I think that one should get a sequel, like an official sequel. What game does not need a sequel? Should never have a sequel? I don't know, man. I don't have a good question. I'm tired. I'm tired, Terry. Yeah, that's just so particular. I don't think I can answer that one. Um Although there was that like 3D hack and slash beat 'em up that I was playing on the PS3 that I hated. I forget what it was called. That get rid of that. What standalone game needs a squeakle? Squeakle? Squeakle. Fantasia. What color do I give Kirby aside from pink? Black. And questions for the next episode will start here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, that's going to mark the end of the Q&A segment for today for the months of March and April 2022. I'm just seeing how big my forehead was with the damn hat up. Oh, damn. But it has been a good one. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's a question you think I should clip, post to the channel. If I didn't sound too tired. It's pretty late. It's like 11 o'clock. I want to go to bed. Night, everybody. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great one.